don't cry. No, men do cry. Let it all out. All right. One more, please. You have a Knight of Wands. If you do end up meeting another person, look, and then the Devil at the top of the deck, because they had you almost like in chains, that you couldn't do anything, you couldn't even think for yourself, okay? And whatever thing you thought about, it was never good enough, right? Feeling like they left you out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles. They probably might have even taken your money, okay, with the Seven of Swords, right? Keeping secrets, withholding information. They were probably telling you, oh, if you were living with them, the rent is this much, so that you can chip in an amount that really wasn't, right? They were probably trying to get more money from you than what actually was necessary, okay? And then with the Knight of Wands, this was a person. Let me tell you about the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is practically a cheater. He's a hummingbird, right? As I like to call them in Spanish. That's what we call the men that go from women to women to women. Hummingbirds, because they never stop in one place. They're full of passion, adventure. You know, they charge into action, but they don't last, all right? This is probably like the player of all the knights, okay? Always here and there and everywhere, aware, never settling, and this is how this person was. That's the kind of energy that they embody, all right? Now, moving to a different topic, you might have an opportunity that comes in. Now, let me be very clear with the Ace of Pentacles. This is not an opportunity that you're going to just be like, oh, the opportunity is there, I'll just wait. No. This is a type of opportunity that you have to grab and go. You cannot wait. You cannot do any of that. You have to move. All right. This is about a lot of abundance, prosperity. Okay. New financial opportunities, like a new job, an extra job. Okay. And that's what that's about. Maybe something that comes in that gives you an extra income. All right. That type of opportunity, but you got to grab it and run. You can't just sleep on it. What do we have? And this is an advice, the things that, you know, are in the shadows, what you need to be asking yourself to help the situation with yourself. All right. And we have the Page of Swords. So for the question that you must ask yourself is, what am I constantly watching for? Right? Because the Page of Swords is always on guard, right? Waiting to see. At the same time, you know, very curious, right? Because they're like, okay, who's coming for me? But you need to put your guard down, all right? And you don't. Now that this relationship is over and you walked away because this person was lying, you had your guard up. But now they're telling you, let it go, relax, okay? You're away from this person. You don't need to feel that way anymore. You could feel the freedom, right? That we saw from the beginning with the Akashic Records, all right? Okay. We're going to move on to money and career.